Sorry, we're closed. That's the name of this game. Generally, I would give Sorry We're Closed an 8 out of 10. While the story is exceptional, there are elements of the experience which diminish the excitement I had for this game upon my completion of the demo. Namely, I struggled quite a bit with the combat system during boss fights. More resolve on controller than mouse and the keyboard, though the issues I had with the combat were persistent across the both control schemes. So let's talk about the pros. This is an earnest and heartwarming story about flawed people doing their best to move forward in the world of their own terms, despite the oppressive systems they are enmeshed into. The Oz style at every turn, and it's memorable not only for aesthetics but for the way it achieves its presentation of difficult narrative themes. While there are clear lines of influence for this game, it doesn't ape too closely to any of them, and as such feels as fresh at every turn. The graphics and audio design as immaculate. Characters are memorable and endearing. Named characters are presented with nuances and layered personalities and stories that feel genuine and relatable. About the guns, innovation comes at a cost, and the combat was deeply frustrating for me. It's a tedious and a difficult task on the controller due to the narrowness of the window's opportunity for action during boss encounters and generally imprecise nature of aiming and reticle. While the shifting between first and the third person perspective is interesting and novel, it can be disorienting during the fast-paced boss encounters. Similarly, while the mechanic is cool, the way the combat rules on it can be really tricky to master. At many points it feels like you're meant to simply tank the damage to progress, which can also be unpleasant. I genuinely do not think I would have ever been able to finish this game without being granted the accessibility menu. Truthfully, given how early we are into the life cycle of this game at the time of my posting this, I foresee that some of the issues with it will be ironed out in the patches updates by the time you're watching this review. Please do not let them crumbly deter you, this game is absolutely worth your time to experience. Also about its pros and the strong character-driven storytelling that provides the player with choices that feel consequential. The badass boss music, flashy character art styles that pop out from the darker industrial backdrops, certified terrifying game-trained moments due to a combination of the third-person fixed camera view, first-person arcade-style combat, and third-eye mechanics that change your surroundings. The puzzles are also solid for this reason. Little bit about the cons, but not really. At first I found the back and forth between the fixed camera and the stationary first-person combat janky. 5 hours in, my opinion hasn't changed. The difference is I wouldn't change anything about the mechanics now. I've enjoyed learning to master it. How much tension it creates when I'm swarmed by the three of the more enemies at once. Some serious shit moments. Overall, the story and the characters are the main attraction here in my honest opinion, with the strong themes exploring love, toxic relationships and more, both on the macro and the micro level. Between every delve back into abandoned facilities infested with demons, I found myself retracing my steps in the main hub just to make sure I didn't miss any interactions. I've also scammed more than I care to admit. A love into the town to like Michelle at the endings she deserves. For the games like this, that's how I know I'm hooked. Overall, I really enjoyed Sorry We're Closed and was satisfied with the conclusion I received from my first run. I am very curious what the alternative endings are, and plan to return to this once I cool off about how long it took me to beat the final boss. My sincere thanks to the devs for gifting me a code with their game. I wish nothing but the devs and Tom and CB in the wake of this release.